presentation is mostly about Facebook, which is a little website you might have heard of. I'm going to tell you a quick story about how we first got involved with it and warn you that I tend to be very direct and blunt, and I want to keep things as simple as possible for you. I see that people typically tend to like that, especially in this type of environment where there's all kinds of tips being given out. I'm going to give you basically what the 3-step process is to being successful on Facebook. And everything that you see in this presentation, even though I'm really good with Facebook and I spend all day on there, almost everything that you're going to see today is actually pretty much feedback and testing things with agents like you from across the country. I'll tell you how we got into that. So my dad, John, actually founded the company, and John is a business coach. Basically, he actually personally only coaches 10 agents, but we have a team of other coaches. I was looking at the registration list, I know there's some people here from Keller Williams, who's our team leader. He coaches Chris Heller and Jane Parsons, and if you're with me, Max, he coaches Jeff Brand, who's a big agent out of Dallas. So the advantage that we really have is that John knows, he's basically their co-CEO. So we look at their financials, we look at where their leads come from. We have Chris Heller's lead report, and he gets 48% of his leads from fill in the blank. That closed leads. Who wants to guess? No. I'm kidding. Referrals and past clients. I mean, the world hasn't changed that much yet. And a year ago, his social media leads were 0% of that. But this year, so far they're about 9%. He tracks everything very carefully. And for most agents in here, if you could, 90% or 9% of your closed leads could be from social media, and that helps you sell a few extra homes every year. That would be pretty good. And those aren't. He does I do most of his social marketing. He can afford to pay me for it, but a lot of what you're going to find is what I do for him, and you can do it too. So basically, I'm showing you. People don't really have access to what these agents do every day. This is a long thing about our mission. You don't have to read the whole thing. But really, the bottom line here is we're not telling you to spend all day on Facebook. You shouldn't be. We're not telling you to spend all day blogging and doing all that stuff. You really shouldn't be. Our advice, and the advice that you're going to see over the next hour, is foremost meant to be great business advice. And if there's one thing I've learned about people being successful in social media and on Facebook, is that they schedule that time into their day. Now, that might seem a little odd to people. They don't, schedule anything into their day or don't have a schedule. But the ones who are the most successful have a plan and then execute that plan. Most agents just try to figure it out. Most people in any business, okay, well today I guess I'll try to figure out what to do on Twitter. Or today I guess I'll try to figure out what to do on Facebook. I mean, that's going to get you nowhere, and you're going to end up, wasting time that you could have been using to follow up with your past clients and get more referrals. So we're going to tell you really how Facebook specifically should fit into your overall day, your overall marketing plan. And guess what? It's not right for everybody. So if there's somebody in this room that's thinking, geez, this really is above my head and I can't wrap my hands around it, that's okay. Concentrate on doing what you do best. But for the agents who are going to be working the business full-time over the next 3, 4, 5 years, that 9% in Chris Heller's thing is going to go to 20, then 25. And his newspaper leads, his billboard leads, and his radio leads, will probably come down. So if you are going to work it full time, you can pay very close attention. So here's the 5 ways that successful agents are using Facebook. Number 1, they're using their Facebook page as a website or as their face to the world. Most agents don't know the power of a fan page. It can basically be a website for you. I'll show you some examples of pages that have MLS search and have all the listings, have all the testimonials, market reports, lead capture forms, everything that you would want on your website. And I usually get a lot of nodding heads on this. Most of the time it looks better than their website because a lot of agents have a website that they maybe bought in 1995 and haven't really updated since then. So we're going to go into why Facebook is for some agents, a really good alternative to their website. They're using Facebook, YouTube, and blogs to enhance their search engine rankings. A lot of what those guys told you really culls down to their blog, and if you do decide to blog either with them or on your own, it's all about getting up in the search engines. And most people agree, and this is in any industry, not just in real estate. We find this with our company as well. The 2 most important sites to have a good presence on, Facebook and Google, especially Facebook moving forward, but the blog and the Google ranking. Facebook, they capture leads from their advertising and marketing. We'll talk a little bit more about lead capture on Facebook. It's not the number one way to get leads. They're using their page as a public relations platform and to be a trusted community resource to their sphere. How many people here do things on Facebook right now as part of a real estate business? How many people feel like they're being a trusted community resource to their sphere? Okay, a few. Yeah, a few. Most agents, unfortunately, because I follow thousands from all around the country, are just posting listings and stupid stuff that annoys people and isn't really, they're not thinking about it from a marketing perspective, let's put it that way. Really, when somebody like Heather or me, who's a younger home buyer, logs on to Facebook, we don't want to hear about how great you are. We want you to provide us with something of value that shows us you're a true professional. And we're going to show you some examples of how to do that as well. And this really comes down to if you know how to copy and paste. Do agents in here know how to copy and paste? Okay, good. That's going to be your best friend. If you don't, I can teach you. There are standing out for agents who are behind the times. Like I said, it's not necessarily for everybody. I mean, there are going to be some people who just can't get into that, and this is fine. But really, you have an advantage if you're able to take 3 simple steps I'm going to show you and apply those over the next few months. So this is a question I get a lot, and keep in mind Facebook is free for one thing, but I set up Lisa's page, and I'll show you her example in a second. When another agent in her office asked her, what do you think? Was it a good investment? And she said it's a very good investment. There's a couple things I'm going to highlight here that are really important. For instance, I'm running an ad on Trulia, and I have 59 people go to my testimonials on her Facebook page. And I have a form attached, so I have captured 5 direct leads from the Facebook page. Okay, there's a way she's capturing leads. That's pretty good. This is what I think is even a bit more astounding. I am a fairly new agent who just completed my first year of real estate, and I'm watching my dollars very closely. I mean, I think everybody is, not just new agents, but I have heard many agents comment they thought I was in the industry for a long time. Now, if that's what other agents think, that's what consumers are thinking about her as well. And what she's really doing, what this comes down to, is she is managing her online reputation. Now, that's a term you're probably going to actually start to hear a lot in the future. There's firms that specialize in online reputation management and all this crazy stuff. But really what it comes down to is she is projecting the most professional image that she can through Facebook and through Google as well. When somebody searches for her on Facebook, you're going to see in a second, they can go to her personal profile if they choose, but she has a professional business page that is unlike anything most agents have seen socially.